Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma. I'll be guiding you through class this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're choosing to practice. Let's begin in a seated position. Feel free to sit on a block or a bolster if that feels better. Let's go ahead and cross the left shin in front of the right shin to start. If you'd like to take lotus or half lotus, you're welcome to do that as well. Start to shift your weight side to side and just kind of settle into your space. When you feel ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Any distracting thoughts, let those melt away. You have chosen to practice for a reason. You have set aside the time to find a video, to hit play, to roll out your mat. So see if you can be fully here within the boundaries of your mat as we start to move. And just part of the practice is observing the mind as it wanders, trying not to get frustrated when that does happen. You can always use your breath as an anchor, something to pull you back into the moment. We'll start together with a deep, full breath in through your nose. Feel yourself sit up a little taller. Open your mouth, take an audible sigh. You can almost feel something release from the shoulders, maybe a thought you've been holding on to. We'll do that again. Deep breath in through the nose, lengthen your spine. Exhale, release. One more deep breath and then we'll seal the lips. Breathe in through your nose. And exhale out the mouth. And then begin to seal your lips. Think about breathing up and down your spine. Breath transferring in and out through the nose, Ujjayi pranayama. Keep that nice and even as you bring your chin to your chest. And then nice and slow, start to draw clockwise circles with your neck. Feel free to pause anywhere that feels sticky, tense, or tight. If you slept wrong, be gentle. Keep moving clockwise. Just start to circle the shoulders and the torso as well. So now kind of like you're moving your body around your spine, around your center. Feel free to keep the eyes closed if that helps limit the distraction. Otherwise, just a soft gaze is great. All right, next time you come through center, let's reach the arms up and take a twist over to the right. Left hand on your right knee, right fingertips or palm behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Think about the left shoulder blade pushing forward, guiding the twist. Gazing back over your right shoulder. As you come back through center, reach both arms up, extend your left leg straight, setting up Janu Shirshasana, fold over your left leg. No need to make this super intense, just kind of melt into it. Feel the right thigh roll back slightly, drop your right armpit for 3. 2. And 1. As you sit up, put your right hand behind you again where it was for that twist. Roll onto your right shin, stargazer pose. Push your hips over to the right, plug your right shoulder back. Top arm can reach so you get a nice side stretch along the left side. Keep pushing your hips forward, push in behind your heart for 3. I like to look down at the right hand or up at the left hand. 2. 1, look down, tabletop facing the back of your mat. You'll need to adjust your right knee and then drop your left knee to the ground. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your chest forward, look up. Exhale, round your back, push your shin bones down. Again, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat, spread your shoulder blades. Last 3. Linking the movement with the breath. 2. One more breath. Neutral spine. Let's go ahead and send the right leg back behind you. Roll out your right ankle, wiggle your toes around. Feel the outer right hip roll down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, draw your right knee to your nose, round your back. Inhale, extend your right leg back. Almost think cow pose, arch your back a bit. Exhale, crunch right knee to nose. One more, inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Maybe prop up onto the fingertips as you step your right foot forward, low lunge. Feel free to adjust your back knee and then reach both arms up. You're facing the back of your mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, find half splits. And then we're just gonna go back and forth between those a few times. Feel free to do anything with your arms. So as you inhale, finding low lunge, maybe the arms go up. As you exhale, half splits. Hands can go to the mat or you can sweep your arms back behind you. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, half splits. Spin your left shin behind you. Take your left hand to the front of your mat. Modified side plank. Straighten out your right leg. Sweeping with the right arm. Very similar to the pose we did on the other side, that stargazer pose. This time, it's less of a back bend, more of a side stretch. Bridge up onto your left fingertips. Brace your core as you bring yourself up to standing on your left knee. Turn your right toes out and take a modified warrior two to the back of your mat. So the right toes are turned out, lunging into the right knee. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh like a modified side angle pose. Think about scooping your right glute underneath you, pulling the bottom ribs in. Can you try to spiral your chest up towards the ceiling for 3, 2, 1, cartwheel your hands towards the front of your mat and roll onto your right toes. Send your left leg high behind you into 3-leg downward dog. Left leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Keep your right leg nice and firm. Kick your left heel to your butt a few times. Square off your hips. Softly step your left foot forward and then walk your hands over to the right side for a wide leg forward fold. Feel free to grab your elbows, gentle sway. Hug the ankle bones in, squeeze your legs. Always feel free to keep a little bend in the knees anytime we're folding, whether that's standing or seated. It'll help you get more length through your spine. On your next inhale, lift up halfway. Walk your hands towards the back of your mat, runner's lunge. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Halfway lift and forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach your arms up. Let's go ahead and grab the left wrist, lean over to the right. Squeeze your legs together, nice and firm. Inhale back through center, grab your right wrist and lean over to the left. Come back up to center, cactus, bend your arms, nudge your hips forward, but stay light in your toes. Hide your elbows and your hands out of your peripheral vision. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step back with your right foot, then your left foot to plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, brace your core. 5 counts, lower to your belly, 4. Feel free to drop the knees, 3. Try not to drop your head, 2. And 1. Tops of the feet down. Bridge up onto the fingertips. Hands are off the mat like 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Inhale, roll your chest up, modified cobra pose. Use your back muscles. And then exhale, lower yourself right back down. We'll do that again. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last 2. One more. Lower just your ribs to the ground. Keep your chest floating. Press your pubic bone down. Cactus, bend your arms. You might even crawl the ribs a little bit more forward. Squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Lift your legs up and think toes back instead of up. How much of your thighs can you peel up off the mat for 3, 2, Cobra pose, push your palms into the mat, roll up, and then find child's pose. You can bump the knees wider, rib cage resting on the thighs. Sink your hips back, lips sealed, Ujjayi breath. One more breath here. Inhale, tabletop. Cross your ankles and take a seat back. This time I want your right shin in front. You're facing the back of your mat, right shin in front of left. Hands to the knees, eyes closed. And we're going to start with those counter or anti-clockwise circles with your neck. So the opposite direction than you went before. Maybe notice any subtle differences you feel this direction versus the other, and then make those circles bigger. It's dropping the chest, the shoulders down towards the knees. Almost like you're moving around an axis. Next time you come back up, reach both arms up. This time we'll take a twist to the left, right hand, left knee, left fingers, or palm behind you. Feel the right shoulder blade kind of guide the twist by pushing forward. Sit up taller. Breathe for 3, 2, 1, inhale, reach up, extend your right leg straight, exhale, fold over your right leg. Feel free to grab the right wrist, foot, or ankle. Again, this doesn't have to be super intense. We're just getting started with practice. So kind of let your body melt into it. Like I said, you're always welcome to put a bend in your knee anytime we're folding. Last 2. As you come up, we'll put that left hand behind us where it just was for the twist. Push your hips towards the right. Lean back into that stargazer pose. So like a modified side plank, but your left knee is actually not in line with your left hand. So I would say more like a modified fallen triangle pose. Take an inhale. And then look down. Right hand goes down. You'll have to adjust your knees. Tabletop facing the front of your mat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. 3 rounds on your own. Last 2. One more. Without hitting the brakes, we'll just meet back with a neutral spine. Left leg goes back this time. Roll out your left ankle, wiggle your toes. Inhale. Exhale, crunch left knee, nose, dome your back a bit. Inhale, extend, kind of arch like cow pose. Exhale, crunch left knee to nose. One more inhale. Exhale, crunch. Softly step your left foot forward. Feel free to move your right knee back. We're coming up Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, half splits. Fingertips to the mat, at least on this first one, and then we're gonna flow back and forth a few times. Inhale, low lunge, reach up. Exhale, half splits. Hands to mat or arms can sweep back. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, half splits. Let's go hands to the mat. Flex your left toes. From here, spin your right shin behind you. Modified side plank at the back of your mat. This time, right knee is in line with right wrist, so it's less of a back bend, more of a side stretch. Firm down the outer edge of your left foot like you would in side angle pose. Extend your top arm with the palm down or the pinky down. Bridge up onto your right fingertips, brace your core. As you come up, you'll stand on your right knee, left foot turns outwards into modified warrior two. Push your left knee a little bit to the left and then find modified side angle. Left elbow to the thigh. You could always go hand to the mat or a block as well. Think about pushing this left hip forward and left knee out. Extend your top arm if that feels all right. One more breath. We'll cartwheel the hands to the back of the mat, roll onto your left toes. Spin your right shin behind you and then lift your right leg up behind you into three-leg downward facing dog. Bend your right knee, stack your hips. Keep your left leg nice and firm as you kick your right heel to your butt a few times. Go ahead and step your right foot forward. Let's immediately walk it over to the left, wide leg forward fold. Squeeze your legs. This time, if you want to grab your feet or ankles, you could take a twist, anything that really feels nice here to continue warming up before we get into some sun salutations. We'll lift up halfway, walk towards the front of your mat. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. Halfway lift, fold forward. Inhale, rise, reach up. This time, grab your right wrist first and lean to your left. Can you get lighter in your toes, firm your glutes? Inhale, center, grab left wrist and take it to the right. Inhale, center, cactus, bend your arms, hips go forward as you lean back, like you're leaning over a bar behind you. Reach up, inhale, and exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, breath in. Step back with your left foot, then your right foot to plank pose. Inhale, shift forward with or without your knees, chaturanga, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog, pin the shoulder heads back, squeeze your legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your legs. This is technically our first down dog with both feet on the mat. Continue that even cyclical breath. So no rush to get to the top or the bottom. Noticing a little pause, but not holding the breath. Head heavy. Relax your jaw. Lift your heels, look forward, step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach both arms up. We're gonna take it right back down, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, step back or jump back, lower on your exhale with or without the help of your knees. Inhale, back bend of your choice, finish your inhale, then we'll head back to downward facing dog. Can bump the heels out slightly. Feel the inner thighs roll back, squeeze your quadriceps. Notice if you're arching your back, try to pull the bottom ribs in and reach through your sides. Think about breathing between your ribs. Lift your heels, look forward, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift, Ardha, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up, and then take it right back down, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, step back or jump back, lower with your exhale. Starting to feel that natural linking of the movement with the breath. Feel more space, body and mind as we keep going. Make your breath a priority, the most important part here. We'll do one more round. Lift your heels, look forward, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift, fold in. Inhale, rise, reach up. And take yourself right back down where you came. Inhale, half. Exhale, step back or jump back. Take your flow. Obviously, you're always welcome to skip it. Add in a push-up, handstand hop, whatever you like to do here. Hopefully feeling some heat building in your body. Keep the breath even and full. Without lifting your right leg, step your right foot to your right thumb, spin your back foot flat, rise warrior one with a straight front leg. So feet are kind of set up like you would for pyramid pose, ball of the right foot pushing down. Feel that left hip wrap forward, take an inhale, look up, maybe the palms press. As you exhale, bend your right knee, sweep your arms back, sink your hips more than your shoulders. Inhale again, straighten the right leg, reach up. Exhale, bend your right knee, sink your hips, arms go back. We'll do one more. Inhale, straighten, reach. Exhale, bend and sweep. Inhale, straighten, pivot to the left. As you exhale, goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Goddess is actually one of my least favorite poses, so you don't see it in all of my classes. Selfishly, of course. Let's bring the right elbow to the right thigh, take a side stretch. Left arm reach up and over. Try not to shift your weight to the right. Keep weight in both heels. Bring your left elbow to your left thigh, side stretch to the left. Once you get there, I want you to bump your right heel out, left toes out, you're in side angle. So it just took 2 adjustments with the feet. The right heel bumped out and the left toes bumped out. Now your left heel should line up with your right arch. Go ahead and reverse triangle, straighten your left leg, reach your left arm up. And then we're gonna come back to side angle. Bend your left knee, top arm extending, Utthita. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Windmill your hands down for a twist. The right hand inside the left foot. You might have to wiggle left foot slightly to the left. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling and notice the hips. The left hip is likely higher than the right, so see if you can pump up your right leg and sink your left hip back and down. Looking up towards that left hand, stretch your arms. Step your right foot up to meet your left foot, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise, straight legs, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms back. Inhale, straight legs, reach. Exhale, bend your knees and sweep. So the theme here is dynamic movement. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend and sweep, hold. Firm your triceps. Think pinkies closer to each other. Bring your hands to your heart center. Shift weight into your right leg. Send your left leg back, warrior 3. Feel your outer left hip roll down. And then nice and slow, you're gonna take a step back, find warrior 2. Stretch the arms wide, push your knees away from each other. Take 1 breath in, reverse warrior, right arm reach up. Windmill your hands to the back of your mat and step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Without lifting your left leg, step your left foot forward. Back foot flat. Rise warrior 1 with straight legs. Still feel that right hip roll forward. Pull the ribs together. Look up, maybe the palms touch. Press down with the ball of your left foot, inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee, sweep your arms back. Sink your hips more than your shoulders. Inhale, straight legs, reach. Exhale, bend and sweep. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, find goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Pushing the knees out in the direction of the second toe. Bring your left elbow to your left thigh, side stretch. Keep sinking the right hip and into the right heel. Right elbow, right thigh, side stretch. Bump your left heel out and your right toes out so you're in side angle. Pull the bottom ribs in. The top arm should already be extended from how we were in goddess pose. Lighten up your right toes. Straight legs, reverse triangle, reach up. Exhale, side angle, extended. Again, inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle, extended. Last one, reverse triangle, reach up, straight legs. Windmill your left hand down to the ground. You might need to scoot your right foot to the right. Pump up the left leg, make it a little straighter, a little stronger, and then can you sink the right hip crease? Push down with your left hand, reach with your right. Step your left foot to meet your right foot, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise, straight legs, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms back. Straight legs, rise. Knees bend, arms back. One more, inhale. Exhale, bend, sweep, pause. Stay low in your chair pose, bring your hands to your heart. Shift your weight into your left leg, send your right leg back behind you. Feel a slight twist to the left as you roll the outer right hip down. Feel free to keep a bend in your standing knee. Nice and slow, you'll start to step back, finding warrior two. Feel free to adjust your feet. One breath, reverse warrior. On your exhale, windmill your hands to the ground and step back, chaturanga, dandasana. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. We're gonna move with that with the dynamic movements, one breath per movement. Take an inhale. Exhale, right foot step. Inhale, warrior one with a straight front leg. Exhale, bend and sweep. Inhale, straight legs reach. Exhale, bend and sweep. Straight legs reach. Bend and sweep. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Side stretch to the right, left arm reach. Side stretch to the left, right arm reach. Bump your right heel out, left toes out, side angle. Straight legs, reverse triangle, inhale. Rebend, extended, side angle. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Extended, side angle. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Windmill your right hand to the back, twist. Step your right foot to meet your left foot, half lift. Fold over your legs. Inhale, rise, straight legs. Bend your knees, arms back. Straight legs, inhale. Knees bend, arms back. One more, rise. Knees bend, arms back. Maybe you keep the arms back this time as you lift your left leg up behind you, flying warrior three. Long step back, warrior two. One breath, reverse. Windmill your hands to the back of your mat. Take a step back, vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, left foot step. Warrior one with straight legs. Bend your knees, sweep your arms back. Straight legs, reach up. Knees bend, arms back. One more, inhale. Exhale, bend. Star, inhale. Goddess, exhale. Left elbow, left thigh, side bend. Right elbow, right thigh, side bend. Left heel bumps out, right toes bump out, side angle extended. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Extended, side angle. Reverse triangle, inhale. Extended, side angle, exhale. Reverse triangle last time. Windmill left hand down to the front, twist. Step your left foot to meet your right foot, halfway lift. Fold over your legs. Straight legs, rise. Bend your knees, sweep your arms back. Straight legs, inhale. Knees bend, arms back. Straight legs. Knees bend, arms back. Maybe you keep the arms back as you lift your right leg up behind you into a flying warrior 3, or as some call it, airplane pose. Take a step back to warrior 2. 1 breath, reverse warrior. Windmill your hands to your mat and step back, vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale, back down dog. Drop down to your knees, find camel pose, hands to the low back. Move your tailbone down like you're making your spine longer. Pick your sternum up. Start to lean back again like you have that bar behind you. Try not to take the hips with you. Option to reach back for the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift yourself up. Hands to the mat, neutral spine. Let's go ahead and bring the knees together, feet together, spike your toes to the mat, and take a seat back on your heels. Move your pinky toes out of the way. It should be uncomfortable. If it is uber painful, you can take hero's pose instead, regular kneeling. Think about the ankles hugging in, sitting up tall. Now I promise this pose gets easier the more you practice it. Or I guess this stretch, I should say. When I first started, I could barely hold this for 5 seconds. Now, yes, it's challenging, but I could probably be here for about a minute until it starts to get really hard. So notice if your breath starts to get choppy or shallow, if you start to clench your jaw or squeeze your eyebrows together. Notice that your body, you want to leave the situation. Your body is stronger than the mind usually. Just trust that you'll be okay for 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips, hands to the waist. Step your right foot forward and drive your right heel into the ground. Keep your hands to your waist as you dig into your right heel and come all the way up to stand on the right leg, pulling your left knee into your chest. Once you get there, take your left hand and grab the front of your shin. Pull that knee up and in towards you. Let's go ahead and actually point the left toes here so they're pointing down towards the ground. Pull the bottom ribs down, back of the skull lift. Now let's flex the left foot, cross your ankle over your thigh, figure 4 pose. You can bring your hands to your heart or sweep your arms back. Bump your right hip a little bit to the left. Your left hand will grab your left knee, or left hand grabbing your heel. As you stand up, take your left leg out to the left. So this just helps so that your thigh bone is already externally rotating, whereas sometimes when we grab the big toe out in front, your hips are internally rotated and then you have to drag the leg out. I find this, although I'm wobbly, I find this much more comfortable, at least on that left hip. So think inner thigh going up, outer thigh going down. If you've got the heel, the toes are pointing back almost. 3, 2, 1. Come back, figure 4. As you drop your hands to the mat, slide your right foot in front of your left foot, fold. Option to walk hands over to the left. So the left ankle's in front of the right. Walk your hands back through center. Pivot on your feet until you're facing the back of your mat. Feet are about hip width. You're standing at technically the front of your mat, but now the back of your mat. Take your peace sign fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale, pull your sternum forward. Exhale, with or without a bend in the knees, fold over your legs. Roll some weight to the big toes. Zip up your inner thighs. Again, feel free to bend your knees. Try to get the rib cage connected to the thighs. 3, 2, 1. Release, halfway lift. Fold, walk yourself out, plank pose. Crunch your left knee over to your right elbow, and then kick your left leg out. The outer edge of the foot is down. You're still on your back toes. Sink your hips a little bit so you feel a nice stretch in your outer left hip, IT band. Try to keep your shoulders square to the ground. Stay here. Turn this into fallen triangle. Back foot spins flat, right arm reach. 3, 2, 1, right hand down, cross left ankle over right thigh, figure 4 down dog. Personally, I also like to bend the right knee, so it's more like a figure 4 bear pose. Push your left knee and left shin back, drop your head. Look forward, step your left foot forward, drop your back knee. Reach both arms up, grab right wrist, and take a twist or a side bend to the left. Squeeze your right glute. Back through center, prayer hands twisting to the left. Right elbow outside. Left palm push down into right palm, tuck your right toes and lift your knee. Stay there, open up your arms. Keep pushing your left knee to the right, or left knee to the left. Squeeze your inner right thigh. 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, slide your right knee up behind or outside of your left ankle and take a seat. So left leg's crossed on top, seated twist. Right arm reach up and twist once again over to the left. Push the ball of your left foot down, left hip down. 3, 2, and 1. Unwind, counter stretch to the right, little dip down like a push-up. I want you to keep your left foot as it is. You're gonna maybe bring this right foot back a little bit. Feel free to use your hands or blocks. Shift onto your right shin. Your left hand will bump forward into half moon pose. So balancing on the left leg, feel free to put a block under your left hand. Make your right leg just as active as your left. If you want to challenge yourself here, try to float your left fingertips off of the ground. Squeeze your glute muscles together for 3, 2, 1. Slow step back, warrior 2. Line up your feet and then go reverse triangle. Exhale to triangle pose. Left arm reaching and grabbing maybe the shin, maybe a block, maybe the big toe. Squeeze your legs, brace your core. If you feel wobbly, look down, but try not to drop your head. Still think about the spine being long. If it feels okay, look up to your right hand. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Look down, walk it over to the right, wide leg forward fold. Feel free to take a headstand. Feel free to grab the big toes. You could make a bind behind your back for a shoulder stretch. Lots of options. Just make sure the ankle bones are hugging in. Feel the kneecaps lift up. And see if you can roll your weight a little bit forward. One more breath. Release your hands down, lift up halfway. Walk hands towards the front of the mat, find runner's lunge. Widen your stance just a tad and we'll come up to a crescent lunge, crescent warrior. Back heel off the mat, feel the right hip crease pull back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hinge and sweep your arms back. Squeeze your triceps. Now as you come up, let's go one leg mountain pose, kind of where we started this sequence, left knee up in front of you. This time we're gonna take a twist. Right hand to the left knee, start there. If that's going well, grab the outer edge of your left foot. Feel the left hip crease go down. Open your chest to the left. Last step, gaze back towards your left thumb, dristy point for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center, reach up. Standing splits pose, hands to the ground. Now here, I'll give you the option to take some handstand hops or just simply step your left foot back and find a vinyasa. If you'd like, grip the mat with your finger pads, leading with that left leg, kicking, maybe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step or jump back when you're ready. Vinyasa. Drop down to the knees, bring the knees together, the feet together, spike your toes, take a seat back on your heels. Close your eyes and breathe with purpose. Breathing up and down the spine like we did in the beginning. Notice if you're rounding your back. Notice where your mind goes. All right, sit your hips up, step your left foot forward, dig down into your left heel. Try not to use your hands as you come up to stand on your left leg, right knee up in front of you. The right hand can grab the right shin. Start by pointing the toes. So you're really hugging the thigh towards your belly, tailbone scooping towards the left heel. Think about the spine getting longer as the tailbone goes down, the back of the skull lifts up. Flex your right foot, figure 4 pose, right ankle over left thigh. The hips want to swing off to the left, bump them back to the right, flex your right toes. I'm going to keep this flex of the right foot. Your hip is already externally rotated, so grab the heel or the knee. As you stand up, if you've got the heel, your leg straightens. With the knee, the leg does not straighten. It's almost like you're scooping your right glute underneath you. I like to kind of half wrap this left arm behind the back and just try to pull the outer right thigh down. Up to you if that's accessible or not. 3, 2, 1. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh again. And then as you fold forward, slide the right leg in front of the left fold. Option to walk hands over to the right. And then we'll walk hands to the left, pivot on your feet until you're facing the back of your mat, standing technically at the front of your mat. Padahastasana, slide your hands under your feet, toes to the wrists. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Squeeze the legs more than you think you should. Same thing with the belly. That's where you're going to get that hinge motion. One more breath. Release. Halfway lift. Fold. Walk yourself out. Plank. Right knee, left elbow. Kick your right leg out. Keep the outer edge of the foot down. Keep your back heel lifted for now as you sink your hips a bit. You should feel a nice stretch in your outer right hip. Kind of similar to pigeon pose. You're also stretching your IT band. You can stay here if that feels nice. Or spin your back foot flat. Fallen triangle or fallen star pose. Squeeze your left leg. Left hand down. Right knee to nose. Step up and drop your back knee. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Grab your left wrist and lean over to the right. Prayer twist, left elbow outside right thigh, right palm push down into left palm. Tuck your left toes, pop your knee up off the ground. Push your right knee to the right, option to open your arms. Push the back of your left knee up. 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Slide your left knee up outside of your right ankle and take a seat. Ardha Matsyasana. Hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Twist over your right shoulder. If this is too intense with the bottom leg bent, you can always extend your left leg towards the back of your mat. Try to press down with the ball of your right foot and get your right sitting bone closer to the ground. Counter twist, hands walk over to the left, little dip down. Press yourself back up. You want to keep your right foot as it is. The right foot remains sturdy. You can kind of drag this left foot back towards you a bit if you need. Feel free to use your hands or blocks as you shift onto the left shin and the right foot. You're going to push off into half moon pose on the right leg. Feel free to put your right hand on the block. Start with the gaze down. As you build more stability, you can shift the gaze around. You can try to float your right fingertips. Make your lifted leg just as active as your standing leg. 3, 2, 1. Slow step back, warrior 2. Straighten your right leg, reverse triangle. Setting yourself up for triangle pose. Find length through your sides first and then go down. You can grab the shin, a block, or the big toe. Press down with the ball of your right foot so you're not rolling to the outer edge. Squeeze your glutes together a bit to help externally rotate the hip. If it feels all right, gaze up. 3, 2, and 1. Walk it over to the left, wide legs. You can walk the hands back, headstand, handstand, grab the feet, anything you like here. Breathe between the ribs, lengthen your spine. Halfway lift. Walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Come up to a crescent lunge, crescent warrior. Back heel off the mat. Pull the hip points up, breath in. Exhale, hinge and sweep your arms back. We're going one leg mountain pose with the right knee up in front of us, foot flexed. Left hand grabbing the right knee, or if that's going well, the outer edge of the foot. Feel the right hip crease go down, spread your collarbones apart. Stay sturdy in your standing leg. If that's going well, look back to the right thumb for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, dive over your left leg, standing splits, or maybe some handstand hops leading with that right leg. Optional, of course. You've got 5, 4. Make sure you've got nothing to hit around you. 3, 2, and 1. Step or jump your feet back when you're ready. Vinyasa. Pigeon pose, right side, right knee up behind the wrist, left leg long behind you. Walk the hands forward. Actually, let's come up to a more active pigeon pose, as long as that feels okay in your front knee. If it does not, you can take any other hip opener like Gomukhasana or seated figure 4. Now I want you to kind of be light in the fingertips by your side. Mostly use your legs. So if you can float the arms back by your side. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to lower your torso down, maybe using no hands. Inhale, back up. Push your right shin bone down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. We'll do one more and then we'll rest. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower chest. And then put the hands down and walk them forward. Who knew a pigeon pose could get more intense than it already was? That one really helps to build strength in your back muscles. Helps to build some stability around the right hip joint. Begin to walk your hands back towards you. Let's go ahead and just step right back to down dog and switch. Left knee up behind left wrist. Nothing fancy. Right leg going back. So again, we're going to start with our active pigeon pose. Start by sitting up. If this already does not feel good on your left knee, please don't try this. is only as long as your body is feeling okay. So you can sweep the arms back, or you can bridge up onto the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, lower chest without using the hands or light hands. Inhale, use your back muscles. I'm also squeezing my right glute. And then lowering down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And hands to the ground, walk them out. It's like that stretch then feels even better after all that hard work. All right, start to walk your hands back, roll onto your left hip and swing your right leg around. Let's go bench pose or reverse plank. Knees bent a little easier, legs straight a little harder. Hands behind you, fingers forward. If that doesn't work out, you can turn the fingers outwards. Lift your hips up with your knees bent or straight. Feel the inner thighs spiral down, especially if you're in reverse plank. Point the toes, try to get toes to the ground for 3, 2, lion's breath. Lower your hips down and then lie all the way down onto your back, or we'll do 2 more back bends. The knees remain bent, feet flat. You can grab the ankles if that's accessible, otherwise arms by your side. Tailbone scoop, bridge pose, hips going up. Not about how high the hips go, but you can wiggle your shoulder blades a little bit more together. Feel more space across your chest. Squeeze an imaginary balloon between your knees. Think about the feet trying to push or drag the mat forward. Last 2. And 1. Lower your hips down, take a breath. So be our last back bend, bridge your upward facing bow. I did something funny to my left shoulder at the gym this morning, so I will not be doing upward bow, but if you are, please just be safe. Fingers pointing towards your shoulders. When you're ready, lift your hips up, bridge. I actually can't really even bind my hands today, but you're welcome to bind your hands in bridge pose as well. Just keep that tailbone scooping away from you, almost like you're lengthening your spine. So the tailbone going away from you, it's almost like you're pulling your pubic bone towards you. Last 2. And 1, lower your hips down, windshield wiper your knees side to side. Pause with your knees over to the right. Place right foot over left thigh, arms wide. Feel a nice stretch on the top of the left thigh, low back. Come back through center, slide right leg over left leg, Supta Gomukhasana. Grab your feet, ankles, or shins. Think Gomukhasana, but on your back. I like to flex the feet, up to you. Feel the hips go forward as you pull your tailbone down. Unravel your legs, happy baby. Grab your feet, ankles, or the backs of the knees. Same idea, tailbone down, gentle tuck of the chin, nice long spine. You can keep the feet wide, just put them on the ground, arms wide, drop knees over to the left. Take left ankle over right thigh, and then maybe gazing off to the right, feeling a stretch down the front of the right thigh, the outer hip maybe, low back. Notice where your mind goes towards the end of class. See if you can still be here. Bring your knees back through center, slide left leg over right leg, Supta Gomukhasana, pulling the feet, ankles away from each other. Don't be surprised if one side's tighter than the other. Again, tailbone down, think every single vertebrae on the ground. Unwind, happy baby, grab feet or ankles or behind the knees. Go ahead and release that. Take your legs up into waterfall or shoulder stand. Now, I actually did this awesome workshop yesterday here in Scottsdale, all about inversions, and it was very Iyengar based. So we only did 2 poses in 2 hours, shoulder stand and headstand. So although I did not injure myself at the workshop, I use my shoulders a lot, and then I think when I did something at the gym today, that's when I kind of irked my left shoulder. So I will not be doing shoulder stand, was a really long way of explaining that. Waterfall's great. Legs up the wall, also great. But from this awesome teacher, I learned that shoulder stand is, in his opinion, one of the most important yoga poses because it helps to balance your endocrine system. So we held shoulder stand for like 5 minutes, like 5 times. It was very, very intense with lots of props, of course. At first it was pretty uncomfortable, and then your body, just like anything, kind of softens into it. If you are in shoulder stand, you can take your legs overhead for a plow. And the most important thing I took away from that was if you do shoulder stand, you really don't want your feet directly over your face. You actually want your feet going away from you. Your feet should be over your elbows. So it's way harder than you think. If you go up to shoulder stand and you're kind of in like a L shape, or you have that hip crease, that tilt of your pelvis, it's actually the opposite of what you want. You want to push, you want to squeeze your glutes and then think feet forward. If you're in plow, your pressure pose. And then we'll slowly roll ourselves out to a counter pose of your choice. That could be Supta Baddha Konasana, could be fish pose, could be a supine twist. Whatever your body is craving here, go there. And when you're ready, making your way into a final resting position that feels good and comfortable. Feel free to use any props, feel free to place something over your eyes, and feel free to take your time. If you're still finishing up with something, there is no rush. Shavasana is there waiting for you. Let a wave of stillness, softness crash over you, totally relaxing your muscles, your body. Let go of the breath control. Just let it be easy. Easy, easy, easy. Rest here and enjoy the peace. Shavasana. Slowly start to come back. If you'd like to stay for longer, of course, I encourage that. So please pause the video, rest. Otherwise, you can start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Eventually, stretch your arms overhead, hug the knees in and roll off to one side. Pause there for a moment. I don't usually talk a bunch at the end of yoga classes, but I saw something really interesting that I'd like to share. So I got sucked into social media thread about yoga. Someone asked, like, they understood the point of practicing swimming because it helps you to not drown, but what is the point of practicing yoga? Like, what are you avoiding or what do you get better at? And to me, I feel like a lot of social media is just clickbait, so they want engagement, they kind of want to anger people. But to me also, yoga, it doesn't, yes, prevent you from drowning, but it prepares you for life. So you learn non-attachment, non-judgment, you learn how to slow your thoughts and be more mindful. And to me, that's, equally as beneficial as the physical strengthening that you get from yoga practice. So to me, there's a lot to gain from the time you spend on your mat. Begin to make your way up to a seat if you haven't already. Sorry to get super philosophical, but I just feel like this is really a beneficial practice for your mind and body, and it takes consistency and effort to show up for yourself. So you should be really proud that you did that today for a full hour. And this helps prepare you for life. There will always be uncomfortable, challenging situations that we find ourselves in, and their time on our mat helps prepare us mentally for those. Draw your hands to your heart center, take a breath in, exhale. Namaste. Thank you for choosing to practice with me, for listening to my little rant. Again, I don't usually speak a lot at the end of yoga class. I actually get a lot of comments that that's what people like about my channel, is that I don't talk a lot. My cues are very minimal. But yeah, sometimes I just have interesting things I like to share. So sorry if it bored you. If you want to work with me further, like online workshops, online privates, retreats, anything like that, you can visit my website. All of that information is below. Otherwise, I do post a free class every single week here on YouTube, so I appreciate any support you can give, whether that's a thumbs up, a comment, a share, or a super thanks, which is just a little donation to me. I appreciate all of it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week.